Hi, this is Desiree Dubois, founder of An Empowered Woman and Let's Talk Success. And today I have the pleasure of having lunch with my dear friend Linda Hollander, as well as a very, very smart lady, founder of Wealthy Bag Lady, and sponsor Concierge. Good afternoon, Linda. How are you today?
Hi, great to be here.
It's great to have you. You were just sharing so much great information with me about sponsorships and what's new and so forth. So tell us about Sponsor Concierge, what you do, how you do it, and what we all should be doing.
Okay, well, at Sponsor Concierge, we help people get sponsors. We work with business owners, we work with speakers, we work with authors, we work with people who produce events, and we work with nonprofit charities. And you can get sponsors even if you're just getting started. So I want to share some information about that with you today.
Okay, like what?
Okay, so here are your steps for getting your corporate sponsors. What you want to do first is you want to make a sponsor wish list. And by the way, this is a 3-step process to getting your sponsors.
Okay.
So your sponsor wish list is going to be companies that you would like to have finance you and fund you. The definition of sponsorship is connecting a company to people who buy things. So think about the people that you reach, the people who can buy stuff. Think about their lifestyles. So if you're doing the women's market, that's a great market. Women business owners, that's a $2.8 trillion market. So think of the life of that woman business owner. She gets up in the morning, she washes her hair, she brushes her teeth, she goes to a bank, she gets in a car. So there's automobile sponsors, bank sponsors, toothpaste, shampoo. She may use something like paper towels to clean up the spills that her kids make. So there's paper towel. Bounty does sponsorships. So you want to make a list of companies that could sponsor you. In your sponsor wish list, you want to put the top tier and the second tier sponsors, because I've always worked with banks. I work with Bank of America, I work with Wells Fargo, and those are the top tier banks. But you want to put the second tier banks too. The second tier banks could be a local community bank or a smaller bank like First Bank or Ally Bank, kind of an up and coming brand in that particular category. So that's your first step. Your second step in getting your sponsors is to get a sponsor proposal done. The sponsor proposal needs to be industry standard or you will not get funded. So the sponsor proposal is about 10 pages and the quick facts is 1 to 2 pages. When you start dialoguing with the sponsors, you'll send them the quick facts sheet and then you'll send them the full proposal as you start to have more conversations with your prospective sponsors. And then the third step is to negotiate the deals. Contact those sponsors, negotiate the deals. Most of our clients get $10,000 to $100,000 from each sponsor, and that's probably what you should ask for, and that is per year, and it's renewable. So if the sponsor likes working with you, they renew for the next year. I've had multi-year contracts with Citibank and FedEx. So it's a really great creative way to finance and fund your business.
So what are some of the things that one would need to qualify or need to be, so you say you can be startup, but what do you think you need to have in place to be able to qualify to get a sponsor, basically?
You need a really good concept and you need a good demographic. And I started getting sponsors because I was doing something called the Women's Small Business Expo. My first sponsors were Bank of America, Walmart, and IBM, and I'd never done an event in my life, and I had no following, and I had no experience, but I sold them on the concept. So you really want to research your demographics. Demographics are absolutely destiny. So remember when I said that the women's business market is $2.8 trillion, I also found out that women make or influence over 85% of the purchasing decisions in America, and that was very compelling to my sponsor. So you want to go to Google or your favorite search engine and really research your target audience or demographic, and that's what will help you start getting your sponsors.
And now you mentioned that there's a couple of new categories. What are some of the older categories? And tell us about some of the new categories that are now.
Okay, well, some of the older categories are, a lot of people want to go for the glam stuff. They want to go for fashion and accessories and cosmetics. But you know what? The boring companies are better. Insurance, the banks, the credit unions, consumables. Remember I mentioned paper towels, things like you don't even think about that you use every day. Beverage is a big category in sponsorships. Food products are big in sponsorships. Telecommunications is a great category in sponsorships. Now, some of the new categories are mobile apps, because you'll see a plethora of mobile apps and they come out every day. Another one, which may or may not be interesting or appropriate, is marijuana and cannabis, because there's a lot of money there since it's been legal. And then the last category is things like Evernote and OneNote, like things that collect data and you can share in the cloud, kind of cloud services. That's another new category.
And they're responding to basically the same information, you need the same procedure, the same 3 steps to be able to approach them or anybody else, right?
It's all the same, yes. They want you to connect them to people who buy things. Just remember that. And that's what sponsors will pay you for.
Well, you know, we're really excited about the fact that we're relaunching Let's Talk Success. And one of the reasons, that's where we have the women millionaires who will share their stories, challenges, victories, and secrets to success. We participate in some of those events. And now we're doing it as a mobile app because we want to be able to really distribute it worldwide. We have 11 countries on board, and we are aligning ourselves with people like you who are on a board of influencers, people that have communities of our target market that they can influence. One of the reasons, though, is that we really want to get more positive, educational, motivational type community for women in business. You've been successful in your business. What are some of the things that you say would contribute to that success?
Some of the things is really hanging around other successful people, because this is a concept that a lot of people don't get. If you want to fly with the eagles, you don't want to be down on the ground with the turkeys. So I really didn't have support from my family when I started. So I hung around other successful entrepreneurs. It's like my husband does ballroom dancing, so he dances with world champion dancers. If you want to play tennis, you play tennis with people who are better than you, and then you kind of get up to their level. So really, I had 2 failed businesses before I started the first business that was successful. And the reason, the difference between the failed businesses was that I was young and I was rebellious and I thought I could do it on my own. So when I started the next business, I asked everybody for advice. I humbled myself. I put my ego in the closet, and that's really the difference.
Yeah, that's huge, though, because a lot of people don't get that, especially women, because we're proud and we're defiant and we're on a mission. So that's really good to know. What are some of the common threads that you've seen amongst the other successful women that you've seen? There's a kind of a common thread or common denominator.
I've seen that there are implementers. They are women who take action. Because you know what? Knowledge is power, but that's only half the story. Knowledge and action, that's where the real stuff happens. And I've met a lot of women, and the ones that are successful are the ones who really take action and fail quickly, because you are going to fail, but you want to fail quickly so you could get to that next success.
So you can bounce back and get that.
Yes.
So we are really trying to create more programming, positive programming. What are your thoughts on the program that's available today with women, depicting women and women in business?
I think some of it's good, and I think some of it is not good, because your brain is a computer, and you really got to watch what data you put in your brain, because garbage in, garbage out. So if you're watching the Kardashians, if you're watching the Real Housewives, I really take exception to how women are portrayed in those shows. I take exception to the way some women are portrayed in movies. So I think what you're doing is so amazing, because you want to see positive and strong and nurturing women. You want to see that because women are strong, they could still be soft, and they could still be feminine, and they could still be nurturing.
You're absolutely right, and there's so many of them doing wonderful things. We are going to change the world together. So what's up for 215? I know you have a lot. You always have exciting things happening.
Yeah, I just have my book published.
Yay!
It's called Corporate Sponsorship in 3 Easy Steps, and it's different steps than the ones I've shared with you. And it says, even if you're just getting started. That's available on Amazon. And then I have my big event called the Sponsor Secrets Seminar. And the Sponsor Secrets Seminar takes place on October 6th through October 8th of 2015. And you can always go to my website, sponsorconcierge.com. And at sponsorconcierge.com, you could get the #1 secret for getting corporate sponsors. And that is my gift to you.
Yay! Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And I just really want to thank you so much for your time and support, especially all the support you've done for women and women in business. Because you've been around for years doing the same thing, the same mission.
Thank you.
Elegantly and beautifully and consistently. So what's your empowering thought you'd like to leave our listeners with today?
You know what? Hold your head up high. Know that whatever you want to do, when I first started getting sponsors, I was working from my kitchen table, and I was sharing the kitchen table with my cat. You couldn't get any smaller than I was, but I was on a mission because I wanted to empower women to learn about entrepreneurship, to learn how to start and succeed in a business. So I called companies that I had no business calling to get them as sponsors. So hold your head up high and know that you can do it. You can get sponsors. You have quality. You have value to offer sponsors, to offer clients, and you know what? Don't let anybody discourage you, and be careful who you listen to, because sometimes family and friends, they'll give you advice, but are they really qualified to give you advice? Get advice from people who are qualified to give it to you, and whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Thank you. You're as beautiful as I always know you are. Thank you so much. And until we meet again, stay empowered.